What up, guys? This is Casey Israel again. This is actually a special edition of game consoles, games, and stories from my past. I like to call this the oddball edition because all these systems are oddball if you look at them. Some of them are going to be repeats, but I feel they deserve to be mentioned in this video. So, let's start with this one I hadn't mentioned at all. It's called Zaxiv. It actually is a motion control game before the Wii. Just 1 year before the Wii. It comes out with a, plays cartridges. And you're probably wondering, where's the cartridge go? You don't see no cartridge slot. Well, you see that square piece? You lay the cartridges on top of that square, and you push down and you slide it in. I hadn't played the games, but I was going to try it before, but with another one. I had another one. Then I found this box copy with the bat and baseball. And I gave that other one to the Game Chasers. I was like, well, I'm gonna need two, so I just gave them. So I would love to give this thing a shot in the future. I would say you can debate if this is considered as a video game. The Action Max. You play their version of the game cartridge is a VHS. So, what the deal is, you have a system, and you plug this sensor right on here on the TV. It'll guess it'll show where the spot you need to put it, and you start shooting at your targets. And the thing is, just because it's a VHS, it's not gonna know if you did anything. So it's gonna play out either if you're missing everything completely, or you're getting everything, you're a Hawkeye and shooting every target bullseye. It would just play the same way. So, I mean, to me, I debate if this is an actual video game. I mean, yeah, you're playing with it, but when the game plays the exact same thing, to me, I feel like that doesn't work. So, oh, and honestly, you have to have a VCR to play with this thing. So you have to hook it up. I assume you had to hook the VCR up to the TV, and then you had to hook the thing into the VCR, the Atramax into the VCR, and I think that's probably how it worked. So, I actually had the same thing as well. I had a loose version of this, and I gave the loose version to the Game Chasers. I called them. No, I didn't call them. When they went on the stream one time, I asked them if he got it working. It's like, nah, it didn't work. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, didn't try it, but I figured give you guys the console one. I have a box version, so let's move on. All right, let's talk about these deals. These are pirate bootleg systems. Uh, you're probably like, where's this? And maybe the console might be hidden somewhere in there. No, actually, these are plug and plays. I believe that is the console. And then for second player, you plug that in here. And that's the gun they give you. I'm shocking in 2012 they would allow you to have a gun that realistic. Yeah, it has the orange tip, but that realistic to play it with it in America. So, let me show you what kind of crap they would say. I mean, it's a good deal if it's for $10. But this is kind of BS. They'll show you. They'll show you like some amazing graphic pictures, and then some like almost like 360 or even Xbox One or PlayStation 4 kind of graphics. And then you find out what you really play. They'll have a bunch of 8-bit games, especially Nintendo games they ripped off are inside this. Like I had one long time ago. I was at a mall in my area and they sold one of these. I believe it's the next one. I'm gonna show you close, damn near close to it, and it had a bunch of good games on there. Like it had the Tengen version of Tetris. I enjoyed that because that version you can play 2-player Tetris. So I mean, if you want a compact version of the NES, plug and play, these are okay to go around, but actually the next one I would prefer better. This is pretty much almost identical to the one I bought, like I told you the story from the mall. Except the controller is the console, is the Nintendo 64 controller, but the joystick in the middle doesn't do jack. It's just there for looks. But but then you use the second player as a Genesis controller, and there's that same gun. But the reason I say if you're gonna buy anything, I prefer this one because actually you can hook up a Famicom game in the back of this cartridge of this system of this controller, and you can play Famicom games. And when you see that crazy amount in one, you know it's BS. I mean, for some reason, I was crazy enough to pay $25 at a Sega Charles. But I've been eyeing it for a while. See, like, remember those graphics? I literally just showed you the same graphics just a minute ago. But all they do is 8-bit. I think some of these versions, they'll show you 8-bit. See, I had the gray version right there. But, yeah, if you're going to get one of these, I suggest getting this one. For that reason, if you can play Famicom games on it. Just like the Action Max is the video driver from Sega. This is a repeat I shown from the Sega Genesis video, but it definitely deserves to be on the oddball video because you take your old school TV right there and then you plug this gray thing right in front of it. You got a car, you play as that car, and you put this thing right against the TV, and then you gotta have a VHS or VCR next to it as well. And that's the actual console. So you're playing with that. It's moving the car back and forth. On the bottom of the screen it's where it indicates where it's safe, where collision can happen. So that's how that works. And I think they had a couple versions of the tape. So I actually can feel like this is more of a video game than the Action Max because a little bit more into it. I mean, at least you have more better controls than a just gun. I mean, you at least got a steering wheel and a shifter. But definitely an oddball. And here's another repeat, is the Sega Pico. Like I said before, this kind of laptop child thing actually has the power of the Sega Genesis in it. I really need to give this a try, but I'm like, ugh, do I really want to play a child's game? I mean, there's got to be no fun out of it for me. I mean, probably for my two new young nephews who enjoyed this. If they want to come over and play, I'll hook it up and let them play with it. But I'll show you guys some of the cartridges of these things now. Like I shown on the Sega Genesis, this is what a Sega Pico game looks like. It's a child's book. And it also it's a cartridge. You plug that thing into that child laptop deal. And you go through these pages, and you're like, how's it gonna know what page you're on? Well, you see that little tab? It exposes a window, and on the Pico, it's gonna know where you're at. So let's say, I'm gonna jump to this. Oh, there's another window. And another window, so it knows where exactly you are.